First of all, I just want to start off by saying thank you, God. I'm saying thank you, God, because at this point, there's nothing they can do to make me acceptive of this disturbing manipulations. If you should kind of hear the theatrical and the noise campaign that I was hearing, because these perps want everything in order to make me accepting of these manipulations, right? To make them scream, hey! Like they were screaming, making noise campaign. I think you can even hear the whistle and everything else. It's because what was happening is, as I was trying to find the picture that you found here, is I took screenshots of all the things they do to me, all the nasty manipulations, and I could feel my libido being played with. Of course, at this point, I know what this technology is capable of, and I don't identify with it. There's disturbing things I have to deal with. You just gotta be strong and hold on to reality. My brain is completely controlled, and I can be manipulated to experience all kind of nasty manipulation. And they're gonna do that every time I see a child. And then there's gonna be people around me that are supposed to gaslight me. There's gonna be a lot of theatric. There was this woman who literally was yelling on the top of her lungs. I know she's doing that because I'm supposed to be nervous. That's what she's paid for. That's her job. She's supposed to be screaming. And I'm like, I know you just make yourself scream. I know you know that my brain is being manipulated for me to get these arousals. You know what this is about, and you know what this program does. So as I was looking for, because this is a specific day, I was looking for like a specific day because I want to bring up the consistent manipulation they make me have, but who I'm supposed to think is behind this. And it's crazy. Like, it's so obvious and so disgusting that people, this is 2024. Why do you think that I will get lost in this retardation of a perception? Who you think you are? That's one. I mean, if anything, now I detest this kind of people more than ever. Listen, I will consider myself somebody who's progressive, open-minded, definitely not racist by no means, right? I'm open to all different cultures, but man, the facade that's pushed in front of me sometimes make me detest certain people even more because they think they have this entitlement of like facades that when you should see me, please think of this as differently. It's obvious what this is about, but when you see me as the way I perceive myself, or I'm being perceived or present myself, you should think this whole thing differently because the way I look. And this is like a dash of racism, but that's not regular racism because these people are the opposite of racist. They're supposed to be all about diversity and they're very progressive and they're super educated, but it's racist in a different factor. That's because the way you present yourself, somehow you be involved in this changes what this is about. And it's so disgusting. It's so foul. But they're doing that to somebody who in the first place love the fact that I'm the person who can put that in their faces and look forward to confront them in every ways. Right now, there's some next door neighbor that was making something loud noise, trying to act so all angry and mad because I'm supposed to look at what's happening to me as something different than what this clearly is. I'm supposed to think that these people that you see there, they're just different. Because look at them. All right, so let me just start with what I've been saying all the time. I'm what you call a target individual. I'm a target individual, and I know what it means. It means I'm a test subject. The government, and I say the government, the Department of Defense, has been utilizing this weapon system onto target individual for a long time. These DoD entities are developing a weapon system that can attack the mind and the body. Right? I say that all the time. It's clear what this is about. It's clear that they're just developing and improving on this weapon system that's been applied onto us for years. Right? These perps in front of you are just contracted by these entities. What's happening to me, as even if they participate or didn't participate, that it was going to happen to me. They're just trying to participate, enjoy what they get out of it because it is amazing. This technology truly can manipulate your brain and your body. I'm truly wasting away, and that's not because this group of people over here that you see there are using their money and their technology is destroying me. No, the weapon system that's destroying me is obviously the weapon system that this Department of Defense has been developing for decades. They utilize all kind of perps, from college student professionals, young professional, older professional, like you'll hear target individuals talk about everybody around me is participating. They come in all shape or form. And because what he means by participating is they this program is like they making sure that you're surrounded by a control system, a control environment that's supposed to break you down, right? Your thought process are so manipulated. For me, psychologically I'm being altered, and also this perps around me, and physically I'm being destroyed. So I'm being fatigued, I'm being tormented psychologically, and my body is shutting down, it's breaking down. And you can hear the noise campaign, right? The law enforcement is involved. You hear it's the same thing, right? Over and over, right? Right now they're extra loud because they want me to accept these things, right? Clearly ran by this program that's ran by this governmental entity. So you're going to hear. I hope that you can capture the sirens, because that's perfect timing. Because everything is done systematically. Everything is done systematically. What I'm saying is going to be said by somebody else. But with me, there's these weird things where like, oh, but okay, but we're different. Even though we do everything, it sounds just like what this person is saying. We're different because look at us, we look different. And let me just break down the facade that's supposed to make me think that this is different. There's a special race of people, and it is this white, liberalish, progressive, female, college educated, maybe grad school educated, that presented to me, and because of that, is different. We are too progressive and woke, and so that changes what this program is. It changes that this program torture women and children and manipulate target individual in the same ways. Almost all target individuals say the same things. These are very systematic things they do. Mind you, I've traveled the country and I've traveled the world. I've gone to middle nowhere, and there was this thing happening to me. Matter of fact, it's funny. I saw I would see like one or two those kind of people, as if like, okay, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. White female college student can be found anywhere, or not even college educated. This can be found anywhere. I know in this African country I was there, just because I see one there, I know what this is about. It's obviously this governmental entity that is global. In my brain right now, they're trying to, and you're going to hear they have these tactics where your brain can be so compromised and manipulated that they can really start making rationality out of this retardation. It's clear that these governmental entities are behind this. But in fact, the best part about it, right, with me, is who put me in this program. It's clear who put me in this program. They try to change that too. But it's clear that the employer who put me in this program is extremely conservative. I think that's why they're using these perps as the facade to kind of deflect who really put me in this program. So this extremely conservative employer of mine with very much a lot of influence in this country put me in this program. And now they try to make it sound like, oh no, we're different. We're just educated and we're just studying your brain. We're not manipulating your brain. It's you. We're mining. We're mapping. Because look at us. We are female, progressive looking individual, and we will not manipulate your brain. Because we look like this. And they have no shame. It's like, don't you think that's a little bit racist though? Is it not a little bit racist to think that because you appear this way, you guys are different? They don't even know they're being racist when it's so disgusting. And I detest this shit even more. Because my next door neighbors that don't look like that, but there are some of them that just moved around, that look like that. Or some of you, a few once in a while. But they have this entitlement, like, when we involved in this is different. Fucking trash low life shit. I detest this shit, and they deserve, let me just say that they deserve death. I have to say that. I have to put that in the air. This shit deserves death. Because you have tried to present this facade. Let me tell you. Today what's happening to me. Matter of fact, as I was looking for this picture, I kept seeing all the pictures of this kids that they force me to have this sexual stimulation. Every time they make me experience this nasty manipulation, I take a screenshot of that. It could be an ad where there's a child. It could be a video where there's a child. They're going to make me have this reaction. Now, this is not even unique to me. You know what they say? No, but we're different. We're mining. It's our map. Holy fucking clown. They absolutely and they really want me to take them seriously. Really? You piece of shit. You really think I'm gonna let you live your fantasy? Why? Because I'm hearing sirens from some kind of ambulances, some kind of law enforcement? That's so different. I never heard that before. I couldn't find a woman who says that. Like, tell me, what makes you think that I can leverage you? And for me, I'm not that kind of person who can be influenced at this point. All along, because this shit is so fraudulent. So now today, it's my purpose to just put the reality in their faces. They love to tell me, no, you're so finished. Say, of course I'm finished, because I'm a civilian who's unable to protect myself against the Department of Defense technology. Of course I'm done. Do you think it's because this fierce fan patap destroyed me? No. You didn't destroy me. The government destroyed me. You just happen to work for this government entity that's destroying men and women and children all around the world, you fucking trash. The testimonials of all these women and children are being done the second I was put in this program. And they actually ended the perfect way because they've been destroyed. The facade has been fucking destroyed. It's been so destroyed that now they're just gonna play with my brain that can be manipulated in whatever fashion. My brain is so destroyed in the sense that I don't even rely on my brain anymore. I was like, oh, my brain is being played with. So let me just describe again the facade. So obviously the government is doing this thing to us. Target Vigil, you're gonna hear clearly. They try to present themselves as everything but this massive government that's been doing that for years. Right? They use these childlike retards, right? They come all shape and forms, try to disorient me. But they use this trash over there that you see. This white-looking feminist looking, not even feminist, female. I don't even know if like, no, we're different. We're mapping our brain, your brain, and this and that. Not trash. You work for governmental entities that clearly have issue with pedophilia. You participate in a program that is altering the mind, and it's been doing that for decades. The entities that you're working for that contract your trash ass to do what you do have been doing that since the 60s. They've been working on how to alter the mind since the 60s. We talk about DARPA working on the project with Pandora, and the DoD continuously improving on this weapon system. Perps come in all shape and form, and they have these tactics of distorting reality. What you're part of not only does this to men, but a lot of women are being tortured, and even children. Some of these people doing that to me, even though they're not this one specifically, have participated in the torture of women and children. They are disgusting lowlife. Today, as a target vigil, my brain is being altered. I'm no longer myself. What they've done is they have been rewiring my brain to make me have these disgusting reactions. And they've rewired so much and conditioned my brain to the point where they want me to identify with this reaction. When I see children of all ages, and they do this in different versions, right? For example, earlier today, I was looking at like how to plant specific plants. The person who was showing that at one point I have a video where there's a child there, like an 8-year-old kid. They start making me look at this kid's chest that's non-existent in this sexual way. This gave me stimulations. And then they have these perps that look like that. It's like, oh, we mapped it. They try to annoy me. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. It's obvious that you guys protect children because you're female and you're white and you're very progressive, for sure. And you're educated. That you wouldn't work for the Department of Defense. At one point, my neighbors, they're not that, right? But I don't know if my neighbors are also like influenced by like perception of people. But my neighbors came up as like academia. It's like they educated academia. Like, really? The Department of Defense have been utilizing a lot of professors, even college students, and contract them to participate in human experimentation for a long time. Today, there's testimonials of women, right now. Women say, hey, these people participating, and she started naming different, like, contracted, like, entities that work with DoD, but also calling out, Berkeley, UC Berkeley is participating because most likely the student from there in her area participating in that. And so she's connecting that university with it. It's so disgusting. Target individual, please don't get fooled by the facade. For me, it's just I love to put reality in their faces. I love to put the reality of what they do. And another woman, literally, who back in the days where Ella had her podcast, she had this woman from from New York City. She called out, oh, there's a lot of Columbia student. Columbia is a university here in NIU, in New York City. So there's nothing new happening here, but they try to use this climate of like how like there's this fake radicalness of feminism, of PC-ness that's so fraudulent. Today, more than ever, I can imagine college students participating in this like human experimentation more than ever. But it's so stupid to try to make me think, no, wait, the day I almost lost it. And I wish I would have taken, unfortunately, I didn't have my camera. This woman, well, maybe in the 20s, late 20s, I would say 27, 28-ish, look like she's probably had a she probably goes to grad school, has some kind of like, she comes in and she comes like, just picture the new age, like woke, white female that is aware of all the pronouns you can imagine, that is very PC, just that fake radicalness, but it's not really radicalness, it's just like to fit in. That would give you all the signals that she knows everything about like whatever issue. She comes downstairs in the laundromat. She comes and she asks, oh yeah, you pay toddlers, because what's happening today is they're forcing me to have this nasty reaction toward these babies, right? These toddlers, and make me accept you over there. No, we mapped your brain to you as a kid. And because they look like this educated individual, I should be like, oh, you're right. That makes sense. They have no shame. As if like these governmental entities that do this pedophilia type of torture are not like some of the smartest human beings you can imagine, but us, we're educated, but we're white and we're female. Sorry, we're even females and educated. It's so disgusting. I was like, you're a fucking clown. Do you think you can tell me who I am? Do you think I don't know who I am? Like the audacity and the entitlement of it all is disgusting. And I've seen them in all shape or form. Even some colleagues and co-workers and even employers. I'm looking at them and like, do you think your gender changed reality? What kind of nastiness is this? I've been with all kind of progressive individuals. Some people like extra, like, know everything about the Middle Eastern world and they're so progressive and this and against the government. It's like, yeah, this is not the government. This is them controlling this. Are you fucking retarded? You think I ever let you live your fantasy? And it's funny, every time I bring up who put me in this program and how influential they are, the organization, the company that I used to work for, are so conservative that they donate so much money and recognized for it to the Roe versus Wade thing, to basically remove the right of abortion. This is the level of, I mean, you can be conservative, but this like our anti-abortion conservative, that's another level. I mean, 2024, not being able to have a abortion in the United States is crazy. Listen, this is not political, but my point is, it's not even crazy. It's just, that's how conservative it is. I don't care whatever you stand on in politics, right? But I'm more on the progressive side. But I work for people that were that conservative and donate a lot of money, and they put me in this program. Now, this is not about politics. Once you put in this program, the show starts. They're going to try to paint a facade and a reality that's so falsified. And so for me, they started off with just try to paint this false reality of like, no, we're this group of educated thing, and we're just studying your brain. As in, like, they're not manipulating my brain. They're studying your brain to manipulate your brain. They're changing who you are as a person. For me, it started on August 19, 2019. Since that day, I haven't been myself. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. But I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Everything that's done to me has been done to others. They do things so systematically. You hear this last campaign? The sirens and all? Systematic. You're going to hear, and it's going to be scary. A woman say, oh, everybody's involved. I'll go to the hospital. The psychiatrist is involved. The law enforcement, the ambulances, EMTs, firemen, Jesus. My mother is a target individual. At work, they say some crazy stuff, just like me. So at that point, I was like, okay, not only they do this thing systematically, they do that to women and children too. And it's clearly what this is about. I get it. I'm just a test subject. They're destroying my organs. But for me, because I've been putting that in their faces, they have this like, they're mad. Because they wanted to do this thing to me. Doing this thing to me, thinking that, oh, but when we're going to do it, it's different. We're not the same people who torture women and children. We're different. It's our money. Bullshit. They work for the governmental entity and the program that does these things to women and children. Some of these people doing that to me have had experience doing that to women. And I put that in their faces so bad that they can't wait for me to suffer in whatever ways. Because at this point, they're so compromised. How are we supposed to go back to a rally and pretend like, oh, women are struggling and surviving when they're involved in a program that torture women in so many horrible ways and destroying their life? You're going to hear that. I no longer speak about it. I let the target individual speak about it too. The women struggling, going through atrocities every day. And with me, they say, no, with you it's going to be worse. Okay. You're going to torture me worse just because you torture women? Okay. No problem. I'm okay with that. As long as you don't go in escapism where you think that you can be involved in a program that torture children and do these things to women and think I'm going to let you live your fantasy. Now, let me just get back to this. I was at a restaurant and they were all pretend that, oh, you're going to pay for this and that. And like, this is the typical. And for me, like, I'm not, it's a disgusting facade that disturbs me because everything they said, they've been described by others. There's a lot of females involved in this program doing that to women. You're going to hear that a woman say that. But with them, like, oh, we're different type of female in the sense that we're educated, we're progressive. The woman that you hear, she sounds like she's talking about black women or black people. I'm like, you fucking trash. First of all, obviously, this weapon system is being developed by very, 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 very smart people. Whoever implement this, doesn't matter how smart or not they are. But there is a facade created. So please, these people I'm seeing they're not the genius developing this weapon system. They're just the implementer. But they want to present themselves now to educate, and they use these terminologies to sound like with us. It's just the way, like, it's trash. It's funny with me, even some coworkers, because they show how analytical they are. I'm like, really? I'm going to show you how consistent. Let me just show you a trend that is so surreal. What I mean by surreal is they do the things to us the same ways. I was on TI Day saying this is happening to men, women, and children. And I know these people knows that very well, and they participate in that. They do these things and then gaslight me 24/7. Typical gaslighting, and it's crazy. It's like textbook gaslighting. For example, right now they tell me how I'm dying. Why are they saying that? To deflect. What's deflection? Is to distort reality. This is a part of changing the subject. It's a part of distorting reality because I'm saying things they don't like to hear. It's like, no, he's lying. It's like, yeah, okay. And at this point, it's so funny because it's like, no, we proved it to everybody. It's like, you're an idiot. You think I believe that? Everybody want to participate in this because this technology means it's so sophisticated that it can control human being. You think these retards here are the only one who wants to enjoy this? You exposed yourself, you idiot. It's so obvious who's behind this. And it's so obvious that what you guys do horrible things to men and women and children. And it's so obvious that you manipulate the brain in this pedophilia waste. There's a woman who's going to call it pedophilia type of torture. Everything they've done, even the tactics of forcing people to have sexual arousal toward children, is being proven. You're going to hear women, they say, oh, they forced me to have this stimulation toward children. She's saying her own words. But there's a woman calling, oh, they do the pedophilia type of torture. They make me smell like baby powder and do the pedophilia type of torture. It's amazing. Oh, guess what? The most amazing part is there's a book that was written by Robin Duncan. I hope he's still alive, but it sounds like he's dead. But before his death, he left enough evidence of what this is about. He spoke about it. He wrote books about it. He was on podcasts, and he consistently said things that I was describing before knowing what was happening to me. But before knowing that I was a target individual, before knowing that other people were involved in being tortured in these ways. He talked to 1,000 targeted individuals. 1,000. Almost all of this 1,000 which is 1,000 sample size is huge. Also, they're forcing me to have this child porn-like imaginations. You think people who have this tendency of tormenting people would do pedophilia type of torture and will force you to have these reactions with children? Now look at them. They're white, female, educated. They won't do that. It's academia. Academia won't do that. Do you understand that even HARP, right, which is a place where there's a bunch of antennas, and HARP initially is a location in Alaska, right, and there's the Department of Defense created this area to create a space where they can capture like information about the weather. At least that's what was said officially, but apparently they can capture more than that, right? Then DARPA started being in charge of it because it was too controversial for DARPA to own HARP or to be in charge of HARP. They gave it to the University of Alaska. Once again, academia. Now, when DARPA wants some, needs to do some studies and whatever, who they contract? The University of Alaska. When they need to do study with regard of like utilizing this antennas for what this capable of doing. So for me, with time, it's just getting worse. That's why they can play with my brain at this point. So for me to like, no, we're different and we're feminine is so disgusting. And it's funny, Robert Duncan has said the same things. Like they have these tactics of just trying to confuse the target individual. Sometimes they make the target believe that the target individual believe is just like this satanical group of people, the Russian mafia, the Russian government, the Chinese. Sometimes they think it's the 14-year-old next door neighbor doing that to you. Try to make you believe that this is anything but this massive government doing that to you. Which is what they're doing with me. We are different. It's our money. And what they try to say in between the lines, what they're trying to say, right? Without saying it directly, were these academic, progressive, liberal intellectuals who are just studying your brain to protect women and children. And it's our money. It's our research. It has nothing to do with this program that is out here torturing women and children. It's so disturbing. I'm like, yeah, okay, you fucking clown. This trash at low life. And they deserve death for what they're part of. And on top of that, they deserve worse than death because they're involved in a program that clearly destroys so many lives of women and children. And them coming in this and presenting that facade is just try to block out the reality of what they're part of and try to quiet down the testimonials of what they've done to women and children. The reason why I'm dying this way is because I'm in the same program that's torturing women and children. That's it. This shit in front of me here, their purpose is to distort reality. These people specifically, they were saying, "Oh, we're doing it for Courtney." Courtney is a woman that they say that they're avenging for because I did this too. I was like, listen, the women that you guys have destroyed, there's a long list of that. And so I will never let you live your fantasy. You fucking trash. There's plenty of women dying every day or dying slowly in this program, dealing with atrocities because they're also test subject, just like me. And you're involved in a program that does these things to these women, you piece of shit. And then also you want to come in a program that do these horrible things to women and play this feminist, you disgusting shit. Or this Avenger. I pray that Courtney's never put in this program where she will deal with these atrocities for the rest of her life, like so many women that you're going to hear. Now what they try to do is no, but you see, because it's so disgusting with the babies with me. For example, me trying to find this picture, I went through all these pictures which were forcing my libido to have this reaction toward them. And I could hear this woman that was so theatrical in her acting. She screamed like with this fake rage because she wanted me to identify with this manipulation. Super theatrical. But at least I respect her theatrical. You sound like a feel shit. There's some of this trash like that. Oh. They're worse. And I'm not racist. I'm not racist at all. But it's the most disgusting to me. That you think that Me, I know myself. I know who the fuck I am. And I know what you guys do to other people in this program. But you think that the way you present yourself is going to change reality? Right now, they tell me how I'm going to be fired to deflect what I'm saying right now. Gaslighting 101. Do I look like I don't know what this is? You can Google this. Look, deflection. You'll hear, do you read exactly? Deflection is part of gas. Yes, deflection is part of gaslighting to distort reality. The reality they want to distort is they obviously involved in a program that alter the mind and force people to have this disgusting reaction. And the facade they present is to try to make you think, no, with us it's different. We're just doing some research. We understood your brain. And now we know. It's like, no, you understood my brain to know how to manipulate my brain to experience these nasty things because you're altering my brain, you fucking trash. But I understand also that's something you do to others. And I understand that the facade you present is a facade to distort, that you do these disgusting tactics to break people down. Because at the end of the day, you just work for these governmental entities that are developing these weapon systems. And by the way, this weapon system is being developed by these governmental entities, which are the Department of Defense. And guess what the Department of Defense has been having as an issue consistently? Magically enough, these trash now are humiliated by the reality that the entities that empowers them to do these horrible things to me are actually having clear issue with pedophilia. So when I see this shit and they make themselves angry, they have so much theatric ways of acting. First of all, that woman that I saw in the laundromat, I almost lost it. But I regret not being able to take a picture of her because her face would be ideal for what I'm saying and what you're going to hear. Another day, I saw somebody who said something like in her Bumble profile. It said, I studied the memories. And then at the end, you see a picture of her when she's a child, and they start giving stimulation. It's like, you see, they study the memories because they manipulate the memories. Guess what DARPA has been doing for years? You know this brain initiative that was initiated by President Obama? Yeah, DARPA was involved in it, and they had a page. I don't know if it's still there, but I took a screenshot of that a while ago, where they say on their website, on DARPA website, that we've been working on neurotechnology, and we have legacy of information on neurotechnology and memory, and been working on memories for a long time. They have whole studies about memories. DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Program Agency, project agency. They specialize in weapon system. Weapon system are first and foremost. So when they do these things, is to try to weaponize this technology. Is the number one goal of DARPA. Is the first thing. Now, if it changes into something else, that's it. But number one job of DARPA is to weaponize technology. Is to create weapon for the purpose of defense. You're going to hear that. DARPA is not here to protect the humanity. Their job, first and foremost, the reason why they exist is to create technology, develop technology that is meant for defense, for weapon system, to be ahead of weapon system. They are the smartest. This is the brain of the Pentagon. So when you hear DARPA been working on technology to alter the memories or play with memories, and you see this shit, oh, I studied it. You know what entity will bless you with great information with memories? Because they can alter the memories? DARPA. Now, these trash are not DARPA. They are contracted by these governmental entities. Just like all along when they were doing this human experimentation, even MK Ultra, they were contracting college students to implement it, to oversee, to participate, or whatever other human experimentation. So if anything, it's like, oh yes, if you're studying memories and you're not in the military world, and it'll be a blessing for you to participate in this, because now you can see how memories can be played with. Forget about just even go through memories. You can alter memories. Forget about studying the memories, just to know that you can change the memories of people. That's what they're in. And so she's like, oh, but you see, they study the memories. The entities that are doing this are beyond studying the memories. They're in the altering of memories. This type of person will say literally, oh, we work with this university, and this university said, oh, no need, they can read memories, but they can write memories. Oh, by the way, there's this professor that was he ended up being a professor at some kind of university in the 50s, saying, oh, I know how to not only manipulate the memories, but I can remove memories and alter them in the 50s. So they have these ways of presenting themselves, but we look at us, we're different. We won't change them. We're studying like it's like we just like learning. It's a research that's just not trash. This research is to develop the weapon system that can alter the brain. And now your job is to trick me and deceive me into accepting these memories as falsified as they are, to deceive me and trick me into accepting this manipulation as if I'm not being manipulated. But she was thinking this in retarded ways. But because you present yourself in this way as this educated person, I should be accepting of these gaslighting methods. I should be accepting of these gaslighting methods. Target individual, be strong. Know who you are. They have no shame, these perps. And some of them get like frustrated when you put the reality in their faces. Like, you think I'm going to be like, oh no, what you do in my brain? It's like you're mapping my brain. What do you mean by mapping my brain? No, we're pairing your brain with something you experienced, and this, so you're altering my brain. And I know who the fuck I am. If I see this baby and I get this reaction, I know something's happened to me. I will never let them live their fantasy, and because of that, every time I say this, I was like, well, fuck your brain. I'm like, trash ass. Good deflection. These perps have no shame. They do this V2K. This is what they try to counter. Right now, I can hear them interacting with me via V2K. They're piping their voices into my brain. You're going to hear somebody describe exactly what I'm saying. Once they can pipe their voices in your brain, they can rewire your brain. These things, you're going to hear that literally say that. Then once they do that, they do things to torment you and try to walk you to your death. Guess what they can do to what's going to be degrading? This pedophilia type of torture. You're going to hear a woman who's describing the same thing and call it the pedophilia type of torture, saying, I'll deal with the V2K. What that means is my perceptions, my thought process, I can hear this piping voices in my brain, and it's still disturbing and perverse. Not perverse as in, I'm looking at a man, I'm sexually stimulated. No, perverse is as in they do the pedophilia type of torture, literally describing what I'm just saying. But because I'm saying this, perps, it's different. Because look at them. It's their money. Why? Based on what you're saying here. Fucking trash. Target individuals stay strong. For me, it's just like the hatred I have. It's not even the hatred toward them. It's the hatred, the fact that because of how you present yourself, I'm supposed to accept this manipulation? I was with somebody who was in Harvard students. The clownery of this, I've never seen this. This person was trying to make me accept it. I was like, you went to Harvard. And this is how stupid you... Jesus, do you think I can never with me, it does the opposite effect. It gives me more confidence. Because I see how fucking this genius is... Not even genius. Let me go back. These intellectuals, quote unquote. These analytic individuals. Are guys try to gaslight me, but look like they're fucking retarded. Because they have to counter what you're going to hear. This is a clear pattern of what they do. It's so obvious. It's crazy. It's like, did I pay this man to say this thing? Why is he saying the exact same thing? You know, at one point, before finding out, as a target individual, what I was saying, before finding out what was happening to me, specific to being a target individual, I wrote a letter to a bunch of newspaper and media outlets, hoping that I can open the eyes of so many. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know that everything, a lot of people are aware of what's happening. The way I describe what's happening to me, I say since August 19, 2019, I've not been able to think the same way. I was hearing this voice hitting me directly in my brain. Sometimes I read this thing, I'm like, and I listen to what this technology does with the rewiring of the thought process. And all this technology ability. And I'm like, can you imagine? I was describing what this man says about what's happened to me before I knew this. This is how systematic it is. But I was supposed to get lost in the facade of this feminism, which is not feminism. This is fraudulency. And think they're not manipulating my brain because look at them. They're not doing the pedophilia type of torture. They're not altering my brain. Trash us. And they're like, no, what we're doing, we're making you think the way you thought when you were a kid. What? Are you making me mentally retarded? They were really wanting to make sense with that. It's like, are you saying
that you are making sense that a child's brain should be comparable to an adult brain. And this is falsified. My memories are being falsified. But are you saying that you're making the brain of an adult be the brain of a child? Target individual do not identify with this manipulation. They tell me how insane things are going to be once they frame me. Listen to how they want, how disgusting these trash are too. They tell me, you know what, we're going to dare. Guess what they're going to dare? They're going to dare to frame me using a child. They're going to say that I raped a child I didn't rape. And that's because they dared. It's fucking trash. The governmental entities they work for, or work for is a strong word. The government entity that is contracting this trash, letting them participate in this program, are so pedophilia centric. There's a whole bill about how child porn traffickers they are. There's a bill called End National Defense Network Abuse that was introduced in 2019 because the DoD employees were downloading so much child porn that in 2018, a ranking based on the most child porn trafficking in the United States, they ranked top tier, 19th out of 2,891, considering them top tier for child porn traffickers. These entities are in charge. They're the entities that have been working on this technology. There is where all this genius are developing this weapon system, and then they contract this trash. They come in all shape and form, right? They come up in all shape and form, and they're supposed to create these facades to create a distorted reality, right? I know this information. I put that in their faces every day. They tell me, now what we're going to do, we're going to dare to implant child porn, and we're going to dare to have a child say that you rape her. Because what we're doing is, it's daring. Because look at us. It's radical feminism. They're so disgusting. On top of that, the entities with issue with child porn, right, is huge. So there's a lot of pedos in these agencies, it's clear. And you know they do things to children if they download child porn. As they try to play my brain. But on top of that, this program is torturing children, harming them in so many horrible ways. You're going to hear a woman called Catherine. She's going to say, my young child and I are both test subjects in this program. Now, please understand, the perps come in all shape and form too. In all races. Oh, they try to kind of mix it all around, put black people in it. It's like, I know it just initially just kind of fell, but I know it's not. It's just a way to kind of distort. Tomorrow they can be all black men, masculine, toxic men, and that's supposed to be the whole thing different. They can come in all shape and all different colors and present themselves in. Tomorrow it can be all Hispanic grandfathers, and they're gonna be like, oh, our babies. Tomorrow it can be all grandmothers. I know that they can create this different facade. But for me, this facade, they've been really trying to hold on to this. Oh, there's plenty of black people involved. Oh, also they try to come in as black, but it's funny. Not trying to be racist, but these black women when they participate, it kind of looks even worse because I don't know. It's just like they don't know how to dumb themselves down to that level. They do, but it's just like so bad. Like you can see through their faces, shows it all. When you hear a woman saying, "I'm being raped every day, it's destroying because this weapon system can torture your body. They're destroying my organs right now. I'm wasting away. I know that they're destroying I don't know if it's my kidney, I don't know if it's my pancreas, I don't know if it's my liver, but they're destroying that in my intestines. But one thing I'm thankful for is just before I end up unable to do anything, I got the chance. I got the chance to be able to express myself. I got the chance to put everything I need in the air, in the universe, so this slow life get theirs. And they've seen some magical things happen. And they'll get theirs. But for me, when they try to come in angry with this fierce white feminism that is so disgustingly fraudulent, I'm thinking about all these women that they torture. And they used to, that's why they come angry. And I remember, like, you piece of fucking shit. I remember seeing ones like, you piece of shit for Megan. This woman who, when she was a child, was molested, raped, all these horrible things. what she thinks that the reason what that happened to her is because perhaps even at that time she was already perhaps a test subject. I don't know if it's true or not. But as an adult, definitely a target individual. As I said that they tried to mess with me, but definitely a target individual. And now she's dealing with this very sophisticated weapon system that's attacking her body in so many horrible ways, inclusive of sexual torture. They're burning her genital, her private part. She's one of so many. But her testimonial is in one destroys them completely. They were like, no, we're supporting her. We're helping. It was so disgusting. So disgusting. So now we're helping, we're supporting her. And she comes out with new videos like, no need, like I can't even function because I'm having problems dealing with the trauma of my childhood, but I'm still getting these disgusting things happening to me. And when I'm close with friends, this thing is happening where like everything is sabotaged in certain ways. I get the doctors are like, she's trash ass. Yeah, I see your supports. And then no, but you see, she's praying to God, and God gives her. It's like that's ass. Oh, you fucking trash. Honestly, this is the thing to do. So for me, I rather die in hell, and they're gonna put me in that kind of hell. But that hell is okay. It's for their theatrical. They want a theatrical torture, so they can make themselves believe that they weren't involved in a program that clearly manipulated the brain in these pedophilia ways, that clearly tortured children, that clearly torture a lot of women, that goes through the atrocities. And that I was clearly put in this program by an organization and company that is so conservative that today they can't even go to Texas and get an abortion. Now I don't care about, listen, this is not political video. I don't, whatever you stand, it's up to you. But for me, these Perps play this radical, progressive, liberal people, because the people who put me in this program are the opposite of that. And matter of fact, they're so opposite of that they are biggest donors in the conservative parties and helped a lot in regard of ending the right of abortion. I remember when that law was removed, and they were like, and then finding out that the company that put me in this program helped doing that. Oh, you piece of shit! That's what you get. And today's worse, finding out that these people are actually working for governmental entities with clear issue of pedophilia, and they're here altering my brain. It's like, now we're mapping your brain. It's like, you remember, we understand your brain. Yeah, you understand how to manipulate my brain. That's it. And you're changing my brain and try to make me acceptive of this manipulation, saying, no, this is what you experience when you're a child. We're just making you experience, like, you're making me retarded, basically, right? You're fucking retarded. Of course, I didn't experience that. But that's what they do. I'm just putting that in their faces. On top of knowing that they torture children. Target individual, do not identify with this. Listen to part 2. Part 2 just basically shows the reality of what they're part of. Stay strong. Do not identify with the manipulation. They are changing who you are. Whatever facade, whatever psyop that's supposed to make you accepting of this manipulation, you know who you are. They're just trying to break you down to accept this false reality. They want you to be this new you. That's not you. And I know it will never be me. But with that being said, I know every time I see a child, from the babies to the older kids, I will have some kind of reaction because I'm being manipulated to experience that. And I have these clowns here that will act whatever ways to try to make me accept of that. So I'm attacking, they just stay strong.